What's up, everybody? My name is Alex. I play trombone with two-button brass, and today I have a really unique video to give to you guys. It's going to be a great resource for anyone who's interested in auditioning for honor bands this year, particularly in the state of Texas. It's also just a great video, I think, if you like playing etudes, you like learning music, and you want to improve on trombone. Let's dig into it. So I'm looking at there is no number. It's the one in F major. It's on page 10. This is the third selection of the 3 for Texas All State this year. The reason why I chose this one, to be perfectly honest, is it seemed like the most fun. It's got a lot of things to talk about here. So the first thing I did, and I really recommend you do this as well, is go through and measure your numbers. Number your measures. Let's try that again. Number your measures. This is going to be helpful because as I'm going through, I want to talk about specific measures. The other reason why it's going to be really important for you to number your measures is that there's a few very specific edits that TMEA wanted us to make here. So in bar 28, there's a D natural that should be marked D sharp. And then in bar 70, there should be a B flat where there's an A. This is day 1, so I think the important thing when you're starting on something that you're going to be working on for a long time is slow practice. You're going to have a lot better control and you're going to have a lot better idea of what you want this to sound like, and things are just going to feel a lot more comfortable. Let's go ahead and play some stuff. Let's play some music. Okay, pretty good sight reading. A couple things that I came across just in the first few lines here. In that descending line in bar 13 and 14, think about kind of crescendoing to the bottom, so you're supporting with plenty of air, and that'll really make a nice arrival on bar 15 here, right? That feels musical to me. The other thing that I came across, at this slower tempo, I wanted to rush, especially on the syncopated figure in bar 10, especially on that tie. At the slower tempo though, it's important to really subdivide that triplet, feel it heavily. I'm gonna move on a little bit because I'm sure most of you are wondering, how the heck do we do these grace notes? The way that I like to do grace notes, especially when they're really quick, is kind of like missing the note from above. It's like a little planned frac. It's important that the grace note is before the beat and that the tempo keeps flowing there, right? The other way that you can do it is actually playing the note. And to be perfectly honest, I think I like that better. The other thing that I'm kind of doing is I'm making the articulation easy, and then I'm adding in more and more details, right? So we pick apart the thing that's difficult, and we add in more as we get more comfortable. It's also important not to rush when you're increasing in volume. Just because you're increasing in volume doesn't necessarily mean that you should increase in speed, right? I want to play those Ds in bar 55. I want to play that in 4th position. I think that's going to make a lot more sense than doing so much sawing back and forth here. So this is from the key change, and then I'm out of here. I'm outie. That's enough for day one. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm gonna do after this now is I'm going to listen to what I just recorded, and that's going to inform how I approach this tomorrow. See you on the flip side. Hello, all right, we're back. It's day 2. So I've got a game plan for today. I want to start putting the speed on a little bit and starting to get more of that dance feel. Get a little more bouncy, a little more exciting to listen to. Coming back and listening, I had some intonation things I want to address a little bit. I want to do more with my dynamics, more with my articulations, just really getting all of the details together, right? Kind of putting the brush to the page and kind of filling in some of the gaps, I guess. So this is bar 32. Something neat that we can do to make this line really fun to listen to is add just a bit of length on the first note of each measure for 32, 33, 34, and that kind of ascending chromatic scale. And I've also had this realization that it's not going to be bars 1 to 4 that set you apart with the volume. It's going to be how quietly you play the piano after that. So it's very easy to play loud on trombone, right? Like that's not super hard. But when we get to the piano, we want to keep that intensity. That is going to raise some eyebrows. On day 2, I was doing a lot more detail-oriented kind of stuff. I was hitting little sections, hitting little figures that I wasn't quite comfortable with, and just kind of really starting to take off the training wheels and really start to put the details on the page, right? Day 1, we were just concerned about notes, accidentals, and now I think we're kind of starting to make some music. So stay tuned for day 3. I think we're gonna have some more fun with it. I think there's still a lot more work to be done. It takes, just efficient practice. You have to listen to it, be real with yourself, record yourself, listen to that. Slow practice over many days, much more effective than fast practice over one day. All right, it is session number 3. So today, I'm mainly going to hit a couple quick little spots, and then my main goal is just to get a clean rundown from top to bottom that you're able to listen to and sort of use as a reference in your own practice sessions. So without too much delay, I'm just gonna jump in. Yeah, so ideally when you're doing a recording session like this, I like to do 3 takes. So I have a little bit of material to choose between when I'm going back and listening and deciding what to submit. Most of the time it's gonna be the first one you did, but not always. And it's good to have that backup. This time, what I'm gonna do is just be really over the top thinking about musicality and really playful with it. I want this to sound fun. and that's how it goes. Yep. And I really hope that this has been helpful for you guys. And like I said, if you ever need any help, don't be afraid, don't hesitate to reach out to twobuttonbrass@gmail.com. I would love to hear you play. I would love to give you a free sample lesson. There's 2 other etudes that I haven't touched on that I would love to give you some feedback on as well. I hope you found this helpful.